Howdy guys, Cub here. Welcome to Snapshot 18w49a, and we got a lot of changes today guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, we have a new food source in the game this week. We have berries being added to the game. Now, berries are commonly found in taiga, which we're in right now, taiga hills, and taiga mountains. And they can also rarely be found in the snowy taiga, as well as snowy taiga hills and snowy taiga mountains. So you can find these pretty much in all types of taiga biomes, but yeah, more common in the warmer taiga biomes than the snowy taiga biomes. And yeah, there's a lot of properties of these things. So first of all, if you move through the actual bush itself, you'll see you take damage, but if you don't move, if I just stand inside of it, I don't take any damage at all while I'm just standing inside of it. But if I start to move, you see I'll take some damage, and as soon as I stand still again, no damage at all taken. So yeah, that is the first thing to know about these berry bushes. So a couple things about these berry bushes. When you have a berry bush like this, which is fully grown, and you right-click it, that is how you will get the berries. So yeah, you get the berries just like that, and that drops 2 to 3 berries. There's also, however, some other growth stages of these, which I can show you here. So if I plant this down, this is sort of the first growth stage of the berry bush. At this point, I don't get damaged if I walk through it, although it does sort of slow me down. And you can also hit these things with bone meal, and I'll do this right now. So there's the sort of young bush phase. This now does do damage when you walk through it. If I hit it again, you can see there's a couple berries here. At this point, if I harvest it, I actually can harvest it, but it only gives 1 to 2 berries instead of the 2 to 3 berries of the fully grown bush. Then if I hit it again with bone meal, it goes back to that same stage. And then finally, the fully grown stage here, this will yield 2 to 3 berries per right click. So that is the berry bush there, and it also has another unique property here. So if I get on up to the top of this pillar, so here we are way up high on top of the pillar, and if I just fall all the way down now onto a single bush, you'll see, yeah, no fall damage, and I do get damaged a little bit as I move out of the bush, but yeah, you can fall from any height into a single berry bush and survive because it slows down your movement quite a bit, as you can see right here, compared to normal movement. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting little tidbit about the berry bush, and yeah, kind of an awesome new little plant we have in the game. So of course it is the Village and Pillage update, and this week we see a new village type that has been updated. This week it's the Savannah Villages that have been updated, so let's go through some of the new buildings we have here. So starting down here, we have this little hut right here. All the villages here seem to be like little huts, and some of them are on sort of like stilts, so that's sort of like a general design feature. Inside of this hut, we have a couple different doors here, so 3 different doors, and we have a smithing table right here in the center. So yeah, pretty basic little house there. Over here, we have sort of what seems to be like the little like standard hut here. We got a chest with some loot in it, some wheat seeds, some tall grass, some bread, and a bed, which is bright orange, so that's pretty nice as well. We got a little table in there too. We got some hay bales out here. Moving on, we have a farm right here with a bunch of water sources in it. So yeah, little farm there. And then if we get inside this structure here, you can see we have some terracotta, some red terracotta, some yellow terracotta, and then inside here we have a brewing stand. So yeah, that is one of the village buildings right there. Moving on here, you see we have a couple of melons which have generated naturally in the village. Melons didn't generate naturally in villages at all previously, so this is a little bit of a change from that. And then in here we just have sort of the standard house design, a little bit of loot right there, and then we have a red bed right there. This is sort of another one of those standard designs with the orange bed. Then we have this little well structure with a bell in the middle right here, and then we have 2 water sources on each side right here. Over here we have another standard house design, and then we have a double door design here with some carpets, a lectern, and some bookshelves. So presumably this would be like a librarian's outpost or something like that. So that looks pretty nice. And also we have the orange terracotta on the sides right there. So yeah, pretty nice. Alright, moving on to the upper part of the village here. So we have a new structure here. This looks like a water trough for like animals and such. We got a fence gate leading into it. We have a stair leading up to it. And then we have, yeah, just some acacia wood and acacia planks right here surrounding the trough. And it's also sort of sheltered a little bit, implying that, you know, some animals or something may have been housed here at one time. Another standard house right there. Although, yeah, it also has a crafting bench inside of here. And also is made of orange terracotta. Now we have some houses on stilts and also more brown banners around here. So if we get on into this area, we got ourselves a cartography table, as well as a little chest inside of here, plus a lot of acacia logs. So that is that, maybe a cartographer's house. Another house on stilts. This guy also has animals back here, as well as a smoker. Not going to say anything about the bacon possibilities here, but they're obvious to me and anybody who loves bacon. If we get on in here, little chest here, of course, he's already making the bacon. Yep, I knew it. I knew it. So that's that house right there. Another small house here with sort of the same structure with the cartographer table and the chest right here. Got some maps and some papers in there. Makes sense if it's a cartographer's home right there. Let's make our way over here. Looks like we got a little tower here of some type. Got a little table in here. And if we go up here, we got some windows on the very top letting some natural lighting in. Very nice. Of course, more hay bales around here. We also have this house here with red terracotta, red bed, and more stuff in there. So, nice. Looking like Savannah Villages have gotten a nice upgrade here. So, yeah, definitely digging the new villages for sure. Also new this week, there is a new village type, and that is the Snowy Village type. So you can see the Snowy Village right in front of us here. This is different from the Taiga Villages in that, yeah, these villages will only spawn in the snowy biomes, the snowy variants of biomes. So, yeah, if we get on down here, let's take a look at the village. So first of all, we have the new lanterns, which are showing up on some lampposts here. A couple different types of lampposts providing lighting for the village. You can see a couple variants of that around here. And let's go ahead and go on into the town here and take a look at the buildings. You can tell that the main or primary building block here is spruce planks, as well as spruce logs and strip spruce logs. If we go ahead and head on into some of the buildings here, you'll see, yeah, we got some beds, so just a basic structure right here. And of course the white beds to keep with the theme of the snow on the outside, which is kind of a nice detail. There's also snow blocks, which are spawning in this village, so that's also a nice detail. And this is kind of cool here. In the farms, they have lanterns in the center of the farms, which basically prevent ice from forming on these water blocks. So that's how they keep the farms hydrated. So that's a nice little touch right there. If we get on over here and go into this house here, this is sort of a big house. It sort of spawned strangely here, but yeah, if we get on in here, let's take a look at the inside here. So we got a brewing stand in here, and I believe this goes up higher. Pretty sure. Looks like the terrain sort of intersected with this build. But yeah, if we get on up here, yeah, this looks like sort of the top of a tower. There's another one over here. So yeah, a little like a tower building, I guess. And these guys are pretty well snowed in some instances, I will say. Brewing stand in here, another lantern, so that's the same building we saw previously. More lanterns here. Kind of crazy generation right here. We have this bell structure right in the center, right here with lanterns surrounding it. Very nice. Let's check out this guy's house over here. So this is the same as we saw previously, with just a single window in the bed. Very nice. Let's get out here. Got a double wide right here. Blue bed in this one with some furnaces right there and there. Cool. Let's get over here. We also have some igloos in this village, it appears. So if we get on in here. Ooh, very nice. So he has no floor, just a grass floor, a bed, a furnace, some chairs, and a lantern. So that's what the inside of the igloos look like. And this looks like a different type of igloo here. Yeah, this guy has a table and a torch and a bed. So it's nice that he's lit up in here, but gotta be pretty cold inside of that little igloo. And then, yeah, I'm guessing this is pretty much the same type of thing. Yep, same type of thing in there. Very nice. Let's check this one right here. Same deal we saw before. This guy has a chimney here. This looks like a pretty fancy house. Yeah, he has he has some snowballs in the chests, some snow blocks, some beetroot seeds, and some coal, obviously to keep warm with this furnace right here. So, yeah, that's cool. Nice little details there, and it's cool that the loot is also somewhat appropriate for the villages here. Here we have a lectern, some books, some lanterns, and quite a nice view out of this area here. This is a nice building, actually. Man, fancy. So, yeah, that's that building right there. We have another one over here. Looks like this goes around the corner. We have another smithing table right here. So it's cool that there's a lot of variety in these village buildings now, I gotta say. So, yeah, that is the snowy village right there. So, yeah, pretty cool. And as I'm sure you're all aware, there are a bunch of other village building types. These are just a small sampling of what is possible. So, there's also been some changes to the raids in the game. So, you can see, yeah, the raid now sort of happens gradually over time as the raid bar sort of charges up. And once that reaches the maximum level, then we'll see villagers start to panic and sweat and, yeah, just run around super quickly. Now, there have been some changes to raids. So, first of all, there are now 2 waves per Bad Omen level. So, if you're on the first level, if you killed 1 pillager leader, a patrol leader, somewhere in the world, then you'll have 2 waves to defend against. I can just show you guys this right here. If I just slay this first wave of raiders. There we go. And then this guy is the last guy. So this is the first wave done. And then you'll see the raid bar actually recharges. And there's now a second wave of raiders. So there's 2 waves per Bad Omen level. I just did the first level here. And then if you do, if you killed 2 patrol leaders, you'd have 2 waves for each level, so you'd have 4 waves in total. And also, the Illager Beast now has a possibility to spawn with each wave. So, yeah, you have to be aware of that. And here's the next raid coming in. You see they spawn outside of the village and then make their way in over the course of time. So, yeah, that is pretty cool. So, those are some small changes to raids. And you do have to complete the first raid, the first wave, basically, before the next wave spawns in and starts to attack. So that is another bit of the raid info you might need to know. Finally, one other thing I want to mention about these raids is that you have a maximum Bad Omen level you can achieve. So the maximum Bad Omen level you can achieve is 5 with 2 waves per Bad Omen level. That means you can get a maximum of 10 waves per raid. So that's the most you can have in one single raid is 10 different waves of pillagers. So you can't just keep stacking Bad Omen levels by killing like 100 pillager patrol leaders and then have like 200 waves. You can't have that. You can have a maximum of 5, which will give you 10 waves. And yeah, this is one such wave here with the Illager Beast. There were also a bunch of bug fixes this week, one of which is that fireworks, when it hits entities, will now explode instantly. So if I go ahead and shoot this firework out this way, see that one went pretty far distance, but if I hit the sheep instead, you'll see immediately after it hits the sheep, it explodes on contact with the sheep. And so this applies to all entities. Whenever it hits an entity now, it'll instantly explode instead of just sailing right past the entity like that. So anyways, guys, that is going to be it from me from Snapshot 18w49a. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe for more great Snapshot videos like this. And as always, thanks again for watching, guys. This has been Cub. Goodbye.